least I get to sit.
And I guess he was going to take a physical. I guess your intent, I don't know if he signed or not, but just what he gives you in that room that you might not have currently.
Yeah, so it was a visit today. Still haven't signed him, but the intention is to do that. We've talked about this, actually, it's been over a couple weeks, maybe even over the summer. We had some discussions about it, that it would be a nice addition for the room, good for Baker, experienced guy, obviously very smart, hell of a high school coach, hell of a coach in general, but just a good addition just to have that wealth of experience there.
Could it come down to him actually competing with Kyle for the backup position at all?
We still have preseason games to play and all that, but right now Kyle is our backup. That's the intention, and that's what we're hoping for. But yeah, everybody's competing.
Situation where if he does get signed and you like him, performs well, you would keep 3 quarterbacks on the active roster rather than having a veteran as you have in the past in the practice squad?
I think all possibilities are out there. We don't. A lot of things happen between now and then, so it's hard to put that together. That's one option, though.
He's been in the league a long time. Jason's played for a lot of teams, a lot of systems, had a great career. But Grizz was down there with him in Miami at least 1 year. So what was Josh able to tell you about Teddy?
He thinks the world of him. He's a pro's pro. And, that obviously helps to have our offensive coordinator that has a relationship with him. Todd has a good relationship with him. We had him in here in 2014 before the draft. There might have been a reason or a situation where we would have taken him if he fell a little further. And, a few years ago, he was what was behind door number 2. So we talked about that today on the sideline. So it's we ended up with Tom Brady, but now we have Teddy on the roster. So you can't have everything at once. You can have everything, just not all at once.
Jason, have you worked him out this year, or when did that happen?
No.
Jason, I've seen a lot of videos of social media coming out about kind of the discussions leading up to the drafting of Egbuka in the first round. Now that you see him out there in the Buccaneers garb, what is it like to be able to see him out there and doing some of those things that you saw on tape?
I'm sorry, the first part. Are you talking about Emeka? Yeah. He's everything that we thought plus some. So it's always good when that's the impression, when a player exceeds your expectations. So we're very, very excited, obviously.
What about your thoughts on Hassan Reddick, a new addition as well?
Well, he's as explosive as I thought. He's excellent shape, and he knows the defense. But what has been the bigger impression for me is what he's been in the locker room so far, and just the presence that he has in terms of a leader, and it's just been kind of cool to see. I don't want to think anybody thought he was going to be anything different than that, but it's just he's going to be an incredible addition not only on the field but off.
Jason, with the evolution of offenses in the NFL, it's required an evolution of the nickel defender. You've gone through, you might have your 5th nickel defender this year. Can you talk about how that's changed your scouting process for that position specifically?
We've had a lot of discussions, myself, my staff, Todd, his staff, on what we are ideally looking for there. And what I'm excited about right now is that we have a lot of options there. And there have been years where we didn't have any options there. And now we have a lot of options there. And we like what we see so far.
So much back from last year that there's not a lot of starting jobs that are necessarily up for grabs, per se. What are the positions that you're most excited to see shake out here in the next 3 weeks?
I like what the kind of that 5th, 6th, 7th spot, whatever it is, however many we keep at receiver. I like the depth that we see in the secondary. I like a depth that there's going to be some guys vying for jobs somebody's going to be the odd man out at defensive line too. So there's a lot of these positions. Running back is when we get Josh Williams back, who is really impressing us. So it's just kind of spread throughout.
Is some hopeful optimism about Chris Godwin possibly being ready for Week 1 as we get closer to the start of the preseason. Where is Godwin in terms of his recovery, and do you see him possibly starting the season on PUP?
That we don't know yet. He's doing very well. He's advancing through his protocols. He's exactly where they anticipated and hoped that he would be at this point. We still got a ways to go.
Hainsey and School both provided some quality snaps for you last year, needing to fill in for injured starters. Obviously, you don't have them this year. Can you talk a little bit about your offensive line depth? Who stood out to you?
I think Charlie's done a really nice job there at left tackle. He's getting a lot of reps against quality people, and it's gonna benefit all of us when the time the regular season comes. Happy with him. Happy with some of our young players. Elijah, Ben Scott has been impressive. So has Jake Majors, and we thought Haggard's taken a step this year. So across the board, it's been good. It's been solid. It's been good competitions, which is going to help us all in the end.
Found offensive lineman a lot of places, right? But can you talk about Benjamin and Chuck Woolman, just his story and how unique that is and how he's doing it?
Well, it's unique that, he played 2 years of college football, but really only one and a couple games in one season as offensive tackle. And just his natural strength and athleticism is very, very impressive. Every day he's taking another step forward, just learning, the nuances of the game, and there's a lot of nuances. But it's a guy that you definitely root for, given his background. And, there's a chance you could have something here, but he's still kind of that raw piece of clay that we're still trying to mold, but he's with the right people right now to mold him.
Is Charlie Heck the player you thought he was?
Yes. Yeah, he's what we thought he was, which is very solid, and what we were looking for at that position when we lost School, and I don't think we'll miss a beat. I think, obviously he's not Tristan Wirfs, but in terms of what we're looking for a swing tackle that can step in and play a couple games or a few games.
Speaking of Tristan Wirfs, we've seen him out here walking. There's no knee brace on. He has crutches. Sometimes he just carries the crutches around. Are you optimistic and hopeful about where he is from his progress?
Yeah, he's doing an excellent job. We just have to be careful here and not push him out there too early. I mean, I'm sure we'll put him through a battery of tests before we actually deem him fit to play. I'm sure his doctors will. Just want to be careful with that one because, he's a cornerstone player for us, and we don't want to put him out there before it's too soon, but he's doing an excellent job.
The back and forth was a point of conversation before the season, and you guys, offering, but now Tabasi Dennis is going to step up and get a lot of reps this season. What have you seen from him this training camp, and how does it speak to your confidence that he can really take that spot?
100% confident. He's made a lot of plays. He's very smart. He's running around full speed without any hesitation. He knows where he's supposed to be. He knows what his fits are. He's good in coverage. I mean, he's really kind of like a mature beyond his years in terms of being football knowledge and all that stuff. So very excited about him.
Are you still monitoring the offensive tackle market and his Wirfs recovery tied to that in any way?
Still monitoring, always looking to see what's out there in terms of backups, in terms of what might be able to help us, what might be able to help us on practice squad compared to what we have. Right now we like all of our guys, but you're still monitoring. There's, you got to take a lot of players that are out there still that are, recognizable names. Sometimes there's a reason they're out there. It could be injury, things like that. So just got to be careful, just not adding names and making sure that we're adding somebody that can actually help and will be available. Unreal. It's just crazy how Mike, to me, looks the same as he did, maybe better in some ways as a rookie. Hasn't lost a beat, and he's enjoying it. He's having a lot of fun. You can just tell in his body language and the way he just jokes around in between periods that this is what he loves. So it's good to see. And then Levante, the same thing. It's good to see him out there. He knows his body better than anybody and what he needs to do to get ready for the season. So, but when he's when he's out there, he looks like he's ready to go.
There's a lot of interest with Desmond Watson. Where are you at with him? He must have some intrigue, but for him to be able to put on the pads to bring him out, does he got to hit a certain number to wait?
We have some milestones that we want him to hit before we get him out there, and he's doing a solid job getting there. That's all I'll say.
You guys got Ryan Miller back today, but you still have Palmer and Tez and Cam and another receiver on line. You've got your last preseason game is only 17 days off. Are you hopeful or confident that you'll be able to get those guys in games as you try and figure out the
Yes. I think we'll be getting some of them back. Could be next week. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.